Hi, Nargis. Hi, John. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Okay, talk about the movie, John, from your last film, like, a Dawnish kind of character to this one, where you're a raw agent. Tell us about it.
I think films like this should be made, first of all. And I think films like this should be watched by all audiences. And Madras Cafe was a film that was offered to me 7 years ago in the capacity of an actor. And Shujit and I went our own ways. He did Yahan. I did a number of films. We came back together. We did Vicky Donor, which I produced. And we decided to get back on track and do a film that meant a lot to us, that we've lived with for 7 years, and that was Madras Cafe. So we did it finally.
Tell me about your character, Nargis.
Okay. So,
Your last film, very romantic, very soft fruit, to something like a hard-hitting character like this.
an intense character, a passionate character, a very real and raw character. Well, I had to find inspiration, or had to gain knowledge on how does a war correspondent think, act, feel. What do they really do? Because I've never really paid attention.
Right,
You know, you have BBC on or CNN, but you see what's happening, but you don't pay such close attention.
On the correspondent, really, as much as what's happening.
You're like, oh, that's so sad, people are dying. Okay, I gotta have eggs, double fried with some toast. But with this film, Jaya, the war correspondent in this film, I had to do a lot of research. So I did research a few female war correspondents, as well as a couple of male, but I focused on the female. And the one that inspired me the most is Anita Pratap, who, as most people know, or everyone should know, that she was one of the first reporters on the scene, interrogating or questioning or interviewing Prabhakaran, right?
Prabhakaran
And there was
and then
other people,
no one knew when she left the country.
Right, so she was a woman who got in there. She was in the nitty-gritty. She was in the line of, fire. Her life was in danger, but she put herself there to look for truth of what's really happening and why is it happening. And I find that so commendable.
Lately there have been a lot of films on raw agents, like we had Ek Tha Tiger, we had D-Day. Have you seen any of those, Ron? Any references?
Well, I saw Ek Tha Tiger. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right.
But it's a completely different film.
Correct.
In a different space. It's a commercial film. I've worked with the director, Kabir Khan.
Yeah.
He's a lovely man and a great director. But our film is a very realistic action film. It's a political spy thriller. And it's in a completely different space. So I really can't... It's like comparing apples with oranges, chalk with cheese. It's completely different. What I can say is that we've shown a military officer who goes in for a covert operation as a raw agent, as an intelligence officer, in the truest possible manner that's ever been depicted on Indian screen.
But most directors, most filmmakers, they like to use your physicality really well. This one, you won't see much of that, right?
No, you won't. You won't see the John Abraham of Force, so you won't
Taking
see
off your shirt or all your 6 abs.
Yeah, you won't see the John Abraham of Shootout. But definitely, Shujit was very clear. He wanted to deconstruct me. He said, I need you to lose all that bulk and that mass that you've got. Look regular, because raw agents, like I said, could be anyone sitting in an audience and in a crowd, and you don't know.
You can't spot them really,
You can't spot them. So you're meant to be inconspicuous rather than stand out. So I think I just had to listen to him and get into the skin of the character, and that's exactly what I did.